I'm Eugene Jack Kraszewski. I'm 100 years old. I was born in Pulaski, Wisconsin.
What was it like growing up during the Great Depression?
It was great. We lived on a farm. We never suffered like the other people did. We had plenty of food. Always had something to do, and never knew it was a depression because I know my aunts and uncles were on welfare and all that. They had it pretty rough, but we always had enough to eat and enough to do. And we started farming. We had milking cows and everything by hand when we were 7, 8 years old. And yeah, and then we didn't have a tractor, so we had horses. And I did all the horse work, dragging, plowing, and filling silos. I was 14 years old and I was pitching big bundles on the wagons. And yeah, so I did a lot of hard work in my young days. For fun, we had made our fun. We had third horse, we called it, a small horse. And it used it for light work, like raking hay or anyhow. And my dad had a cutter for the winter. It's like a milk wagon or these wagons that the Amish ride in, only it had sleds that had runners on it. So my brother and I, he was 2 years younger than me. We were maybe 8 and 10, 11 years old. We harnessed the horse, and Sunday afternoon we'd go riding, pick up the kids, haul them around, and we just did everything. We'd play tag on the barns, and we'd jump from the silo to the barn roof, and then we'd swing down the ropes that hold the hay up. There wasn't anything we do. We'd ride cows because we wanted to be cowboys. So we rode the horses, the plow horses, but they went slow. So then we started riding cows, and they were fast. They'd bump you off as quick as they could, you know. And then we had hogs that were pretty tall, and then we started riding them. We'd hang on to their ears, and they'd throw you off pretty quick, you know. It was fun. And we always made up games and everything, just made our own entertainment. There was 8 of us children, and one boy died. My twin brother's brother died when he was 6 or 7 months old. But yeah, there were 2 sisters and 5 boys, 2 girls and 5 boys. Lillian, Rose were the girls, and my brother was Dominic, Edmund, Joseph, Eugene, and Elvin. I was second to the youngest. I went to Pulaski School, which was about a mile and a half from home. We'd walk back and forth every day. You know. Winter we'd ride with the farmers that hauled their milk to the cheese factory, which was across the road from the school, and we'd ride along with him. There was snow this deep then, them days, and we'd ride the sleigh. But then coming home, we'd walk home. And then Pulaski was the high school. I never went to college.
They have like a middle school or like
no, we didn't have one then. I was a runt when I was a kid, and when I graduated 8th grade, I was sick one morning when I'm milking cows, and my dad saw me sitting there. He poked me on the shoulder. He says, "Get going." He said, "I've got to get these cows milked." And I said, "I can't." And so I went and laid down, and my sister took me to the doctor, and I had appendicitis that was ready to burst. And once they took that away from me and my adenoids and tonsils, I started to fill out, and I grew up to be almost the size of my younger brother. Now, that was good. We could fight and do everything. We were evenly matched. I had this appendicitis operation, and he was helping my dad. They were building a shed. And my younger brother was carrying a log, and he slipped out of his hand and fell on his foot and broke his foot. So here he is, go to the doctor, he got a cast. So it's a fallen ear, and we go butternut picking. Well, him with a cast and me with the appendicitis that wouldn't heal. Every time we went to the doctor said, "I can't understand this." He says, it's not healing, you know. But we were climbing trees, and you know, my brother was peg leg, and he still walks with a limp because he walked too soon with his cast. And Well, I did too, but anyhow, then after I got feeling better, then I was normal again. But when I was a kid, I was just a little runt. So and my dad was a cattle dealer, so he wasn't home very much. He'd tell me in the morning what he wanted done. And, well, that's what we'd do then, And we'd get up early in the morning, clean the barns, milk the cows, and then go to school and come back in the evening, do the same thing over. And yeah. He'd go out west and buy cattle, herds of cattle. We'd go along when we were kids. And he'd have them shipped to Pulaski, and then he'd put them on a rail and ship them to Chicago. And then for a while, him and his other cattle buyer start slaughtering calves, and then they'd slaughter the calves. And we built a slaughterhouse on my dad's farm, and then in night, then the both of them would go to Chicago and sell these calves. So, but I never went there.